have 3. Easy.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so
It's, yeah.
first one.
You're in the
Pancake.
dictionary. You're
I
in the
got
Merriam-Webster's.
I'm in Merriam-Webster. I'm in
Authority.
The voice of authority.
Voice of
I'm
authority.
speaking with the voice of authority right now. And Pancake Landing, 1928.
What a pancake landing is?
Yeah.
Is it capitalized?
Not capitalized.
Pancake landing.
It's 1928. That can help.
It has to do with the stock market.
I think it's a aircraft maneuver.
A landing in which the airplane is stalled unintentionally above the landing surface, causing it to drop abruptly in approximately horizontal position with little forward motion.
Dang. Aviation.
Yeah.
Vocab.
Because of the Wright brothers. Because of 1908.
I have a background in aviation.
Early 1900s. Parador. What's that one?
Parador.
Show?
Parador.
It's person who fights birds.
Conrad.
It's a.
You're
It's
a bird fighter.
It's the top of a
Chicken.
castle tower.
Chicken used in cockfighting.
These are all good ones. It's to stop or to lodge for the night. So just hang out.
It's
Just
a verb?
To crash. Yeah, it's. I mean, it is a verb. It's
Do
a
it
note.
as a verb.
There is a verb.
We
in there.
paradored at the lodge. After a day of traveling, we paradored at.
Oh wait, never mind. I see now.
What happened? What happened?
It's a government-operated holstery found especially in Spain. It is.
It's especially in Spain.
Parar is the Spanish word, I guess, or something.
To
Which
stop.
means to stop, and
Yeah.
that means lodge for the night. Okay.
Para.
Parar. That makes sense.
What? Okay.
The last one I had.
Makes
what's
sense.
What's a parasha?
Parasha?
Yeah.
Parasha?
Yeah.
It's like a tween girl.
It's a.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's a ghost. It's some sort of Hindu ghost.
So it's a passage in Jewish scripture, but it's dealing with one single topic, and that's what makes it a.
In what scripture?
Jewish scripture.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's just stuff that's like very specific.
Yeah.
Like how dictionaries with words.
All right, I figured this would be fun to read. I don't know anything at all about NASCAR. What about you guys?
No.
Any NASCAR? I kind of know some of the guys' names.
I only know one guy's name.
I do think it's
say their names right now.
Dale Earnhardt. Is he
Junior or senior?
Exactly. Two.
Okay.
I guess I know 2 guys.
Yeah, I only know Dale Earnhardt.
Jeff Gordon?
I remember him now.
Okay.
Ricky Bobby.
Right. Exactly. Talladega? That's a real place.
Talladega. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Daytona.
There you go. I said that earlier.
Indy 5000.
Nice. Okay, so this is a book that now that we've done our free association, this is called At Speed by Monty Dutton. It's like just a book of like, I guess he does like articles about NASCAR, but each of them are kind of like funny. And he covers NASCAR, and they each are about different topics or different people. This is what it says on the back. A sports writer whose specialty is automobile racing, Monty Dutton writes NASCAR This Week, syndicated in more than 500 newspapers. He has won the National Newspaper Association Award, 3 National Motorsports Press Association Awards, and the 1999 Eastern Motorsports Press Association's Writer of the Year Award. So, we got it. And it says, up close and personal with the people, places, and fans of NASCAR. So, any thoughts? Do you guys want people, places, fans?
Fans is good.
Fans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fans would be funny.
They even invade the ball. They are a hardy lot, waiting for the second coming of. They love their sponsors. 122. Let me see if this one's good. Because we might need. Okay. Okay, this one's called They Love Their Sponsors, November 1998. Things just occurred to me. I don't know why. He's writing from Southern Pines, North Carolina. Things just occurred to me. I don't know why. Friday morning, I was eating breakfast in Shoney's, and I noticed the guy at the next table. By observing him, I found a new perspective on the hold that racing exerts on its fans. He was a heavy-set, bearded man, probably a factory worker, truck driver or farmer. I could see him driving a pickup with a "Guns don't kill people" or "Guns don't kill, people do" bumper sticker. His cap and shirt both carried the logo of his favorite NASCAR driver's sponsor, and that's what drew my attention. The collectibles made no reference to Ricky Rudd, undoubtedly the man's favorite driver. It had only the logo of Tide laundry detergent and the script letters Tide Racing. Tide Racing, laundry detergent. Could anything but a race car driver coax this man into helping a company sell suds? I wonder. Does he sit in the sands during a race and scream, "Go Tide! Gosh knows I love that darn detergent"? Does he dispatch his petite wife to the grocery store with the stern warning, "Honey, don't you come back here with all temperature cheer, you hear me? No store brands, darn it. I want Tide. It whitens whites, brightens brights, and don't you forget it." I could utilize a lot of adjectives to describe race fans, but brand loyal would not be the first one to come to mind. NASCAR is constantly citing statistics on the brand loyalty of fans, but I don't trust such statistics. That's hard to say. Try to say trust.
Trust such statistics.
I don't trust such statistics. Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Try it, Zane. You did it good.
What was it again?
Trust such statistics.
Trust such statistics. Stretch, touch, statistics.
Nice.
Stretch,
Okay, yeah.
touch.
I mainly wanted you to mess it up.
Okay.
Don't say it right.
That's good.
Right. They also claim that the average race fan is an affluent female attorney with political ambitions, but I haven't seen Hillary Clinton swilling Budweisers on top of a primer-painted school bus in the Darlington infield yet. But NASCAR fans are brand loyal. I know this not from statistics, but from observation. Some sponsors are naturals, like Budweiser, Pennzoil, and Winston, because if you walk through the stands, it is obvious that the fans are beer-drinking, oil-burning, cigarette-smoking folks. RJR, claims that it does not aspire to hook newcomers to smoking, but that its racing sponsorships encourage people who choose to smoke to use its brands. Insofar as racing is concerned, this is probably true. I think more than one Jimmy Spencer fan has switched to Camels and then to Winston, even if he hated the taste at first, just because. Mr. Excitement, who does not smoke, had his paint job changed. Once I read that Marlboro, another cigarette brand, was originally smoked mainly by women. By adopting the Western motif of the Marlboro Man and the soundtrack of the movie The Magnificent Seven, the cigarette's image became completely transformed. All of a sudden, Marlboro became the brand of the macho smoker. Now, what could racing do for products with wimpy images? Would factory workers start having Count Chocula each morning for breakfast, eschewing the bacon and eggs? Would kegs of Zima suddenly start appearing at a 4th of July pig picking?
Pig picking.
Pig picking. What's a pig picking? What do you do?
I have no.
I think it's just a picnic.
It sounds like
Picnic.
something you've experienced.
Never experienced a pig.
Would Ally McBeal suddenly be the favorite TV show of men and women who punch clocks? With the final pre-election weekend beckoning, if I had been a strategist for the Democrats, I would have bought me the rear quarter panel on a Monte Carlo.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm going to pick one for
That guy's
Zane.
funny.
I'm going to pick a good one for Zane.
That guy hates the brands, right?
That's the most.
What do we got? The man who's seen it all.
Man who fucked us.
These are funny. Let me see. Okay, this one's called Bobby Labonte Out on the Track. It's Computer Boy, December 1999.
It's Computer Boy. Oh, you're one of them computer boys, ain't
Sort
you?
of a profile on Bobby Labonte, I think.
There's one thing you need to know about Bobby LaFonte. He's quirky. It is said that Jeff Gordon is a phenomenal player of video games. I can't say, but without knowing anything else, just from observing Labyrinth and Gordon, I'd put my money on Labyrinth. He's
Labonte.
You said it, Bobby Labonte.
Yeah.
I'd put my money on Bobby Labonte. He's a little guy. So is Gordon. And so are about 3/4 of the one-time go-kart racers now populating the Winston Cup Series. His eyes dart around like he's looking for monsters or Nazis to fire away at. And when you talk to him, he fires those words right back at you.
Shit.
It's hard to make heads or tails of Labonte in an interview. First, he usually doesn't answer your question. It's not that he's ducking it, he just thinks of a better one for you. Traditionally, here's the drill. Labonte listens to the question, gets this goofy expression on his face, turns his head, turns it back, rests his chin on the knuckles of his left hand, thinks about it a bit more, and finally says something like, "Well, I'm not sure I understand the question. What I think you might be saying is, did I do this? Well, I'm not sure whether I did this or I did that. But one thing I did do was this other thing." And then he goes off in some wayward direction. On occasion, he will actually end up answering the original question, but that's more of a coincidence than anything else.
Ask me a question.
What was your favorite car?
What happened in lap 3 out there?
Wait, what?
What happened in lap 3 out there?
Lap 3. Who gives a shit about lap 3? What I want to tell you is about the time I won. I won a fucking hot dog eating contest at the fair. All right?
That's pretty much what he said.
Yeah. He has to be.
He's like, I'm more about lap 2.
Yeah.
I'm more about lap
If
2.
I keep putting together times like lap 2.
Bobby also runs the option on occasion, or maybe he reverses his fields. I did this, or maybe I did that. Who knows? Well, he suggested. Well, he asked me this, but I told him, well, that. But then the more.
What?
But then the more I thought about it, maybe it was this. Does that make sense, or does it matter? In terms of the next day stories, it doesn't matter. God help us when he one day discovers the price of eggs in China. It will all be over then. Labonte is a remarkable driver. No one disputes that, with the possible exception of him, because in conversation he disputes virtually everything.
I do not.
And he agrees with virtually everything. The odds are about even that he will answer a given question either way, or both. Does that make sense? And did I mention that he makes quite an impression on others, to the point that they actually start writing in the same sing-song manner that Labonte speaks? It's a new type of journalism. Labonte speak. Something like that. Maybe not. Then again, maybe. Later that day. So this is all Labonte.
That's what he was doing, yeah.
That's
he
why
got
he was
you
tripping
earlier.
me up, because he was doing Labonte speak on me
He
without
got you.
even telling me about Labonte.
Maybe not,
speak.
but then again,
Pretty much
maybe.
Shakespeare level.
Pretty much like that book. Yeah.
This guy's crazy.
Pretty intense. Later that day, when Labonte interviewers leave the track, they invariably go by a nearby Walmart and pick up a copy of one of those NASCAR simulation computer games. That's so they can understand exactly what it is that makes this 35-year-old prodigy tick. But nothing works. He's incredibly intense. We have no idea why. It's like relating to Robbie the robot.
We played every video game.
Or an extraterrestrial, but that's impossible. He bears some similarity to his older brother. Could he be a droid? Or better yet, could both Labonte brothers be, invaded by body snatchers? Nah. But that would explain a lot. That's the whole
But that would explain a lot.
They're I like just like a little article about a guy, and you're just like, I don't.
I guess that's a real
Cool.
guy.
He sounds like a funny. It's just funny to characterize someone.
Yeah.
Very shortly. Do you want to do one from?
Yeah.
I like that one. Labonte sounded cool.
Yeah, Labonte did seem.
He's like a populist.
There was one. There was one that I read, and I was like, "Oh, this is good."
Actually, you guys should keep reading.
No, you were gonna read one.
Oh no.
You're gonna read one. I'll read one. I'll read one, and it'll lead into yours.
Oh boy.
So I'm gonna read the Talladega Superspeedway one.
Okay.
And you're gonna read Texas Motor Speedway.
Fuck.
It's shorter.
No, I'll be okay.
Okay.
Thank God.
Talladega, Alabama. It seems to me... Oh, this is October 1998.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
It seems to me that there's an annoying pessimism where Talladega Superspeedway in particular and restrictor plate tracks in general are concerned. Drivers are frustrated, but more and more of them are resigned to the idea that there is no viable alternative to the dreaded plates, which limit the horsepower and leave their cars hanging in perilous multi-car drafts. To summarize a sea of quotes, we hate it, but the fans love it. and it's not going to change. So we might as well do the best we can and hope we don't wind up in the hospital. Let's cut through the propaganda. First, do the fans really love it? Sunday's Winston 500 was played out with the usual 30-card drafts, the usual games of chess among drivers who alternated working together with deceiving each other, depending on whether they felt comfortable and whether they saw a way to advance their own cars up through the labyrinth. More than one driver got the proverbial knife in the back. Some got it over and over. And if you don't believe me, cue up the videotape and focus on the Chevy of Mike Skinner and the Ford Thunderbird of Jimmy Spencer. Dale Jarrett won this race because he is a fabulous restrictor plate driver, a veteran who knows when to move, when to stay put, and where to go. Jarrett is a fine driver, generally hardly a restrictor plate specialist, but he would be the first to admit that the skills necessary to win at Talladega and Daytona are vastly different from those necessary to excel at other tracks. Today, we have a scenario in which 30 or more cars ride at a breathtaking speed within inches of one another. And yet, in 188 laps on Sunday, there were only 20 lead changes. Before the last implementation of the restrictor plates in 1988, a more common scenario would have been to have from 5 to 10 cars racing together at even greater speeds, with those cars swapping the lead 40, 50, even 60 times. To this observer, the old ways was better. Most of the drivers who experienced it, Dale Earnhardt, Bill Elliott, Darrell Waltrip, would heartily agree. This resignation that nothing can be done about it disturbs me. All of the technology available today is supposed to empower, not imprison the teams. This is NASCAR. This is America, damn it, and we're supposed to be able to do whatever we want, right? Two factors control the competition: power and aerodynamics. The problem, reduced to a basic level, is that aerodynamics has become by far the more significant factor. The cars are too slick. They cut too small a hole in the wind. With the plates limiting the horsepower, no one has enough power to pass. As a result, a driver nowadays has to bargain with the devil, i.e. his opponents, in order to get anywhere. I know they like to call this a team sport, but gee whiz, that doesn't mean the teams are supposed to conspire with one another. At present, there is no other way to win at Talladega. All day long, they alternately help and betray each other, and the guy who manages to get help at just the right time wins the race. It is the world's fastest, most dangerous game of chess, and Boris Spassky doesn't even have a ride. If it was better in the old days, and it was, then NASCAR ought to turn back the clock. This is hardly unheard of. The basic engine configurations haven't been used in passenger cars in more than a decade. One of the keys to NASCAR's popularity boom has been its relentless use of retro technology to keep the competition intense. So, make the cars less aerodynamic, which is to say make them more, not less, like passenger cars they are supposed to reflect. Take off the front air dams and just put an old blade spoiler on the front like the old days. Take a lesson from the American Speed Association and make all the teams get their bodies from the same source. Don't allow all the wind tunnel tinkering that subverts the use of templates.
I'm an intern at the American Speed Association.
Yeah, pretty busy summer.
We got a summer job at the American Speed Association.
What would you say the most important factor in stability is?
Instability?
It's balance between the front and the rear, not slickness. Zane. Zane was said slickness. He mouthed slickness. And he's holding up a piece of paper that says slickness.
Yeah.
It's wrong. It wouldn't hurt to make the cars bigger and heavier. This wouldn't really mean that everyone would have to drive Buick Roadmasters. The production Taurus is a large car, and currently NASCAR wheelbases reflect what NASCAR wants, not what Detroit produces. For instance, the wheelbases in the Winston Cup Series and the Busch Grand National Division are not even the same. The Craftsman Truck Competition Series reflects the other divisions, not the true wheelbase of pickup trucks. Stretch them out, bolt them up. In so doing, make them safer as an added bonus. Narrow the tires and make them harder, or trash the radials and bring back the bias ply tires. Make the spoiler the same size front and back for all the cars. Take the darn restrictor plates off. The cars won't go any faster because they will be less aerodynamic. And maybe, just maybe, someone will be able to pass without convening a chorus line. Will the cars be harder to drive? Yes. Will the drivers complain? Yes.
This is like an Instagram Live.
Will they get used to it? Yes. Will it be fair? Yes. Will the competition improve? Yes.
Wow.
Will it happen? No.
Final Apparently someone's fucking saying.
Dispatch from Talladega.
Alright, it's time to read the Texas
The
one.
Texas one. Oh, you lost the page. I had handed it to you with the page.
It's got the bookmark.
That's not where it is. I had my finger in it and handed it to you.
It's okay.
You did not notice
pick
that it
that
had.
I was really
Dude,
mad
you
about
know the condition I'm in.
this part.
Texas Motor
Yeah,
Speedway.
people wanting to get rid of the
Wheelbase
plate.
is so dumb. Yeah, I hate the restrictor plates.
The restrictor
I'm gonna
plates.
murder whoever put the restrictor plates on them.
And that's a promise. Texas Motor Speedway, Fort Worth, Texas. Buffalo Bill France. Buffalo Bill France brought his Wild West show to Texas Prairie Sunday. And to borrow from the Cowboys vernacular, it weren't no pretty thing.
Yes.
Races like the Interstate Batteries 500 have been on television before. Of course, it was a video game. The major competitions were Mario, Cuba, and Yoshi.
This guy seems to know a lot about video games. So far, both of me and Conrad are both video game related.
Cuba.
Yeah.
And all were driving carts with a K.
Yeah.
No one has ever seen anything quite like the first Winston Cup race at Texas Motor Speedway. No one had seen anything like an atomic bomb before one landed on Hiroshima.
Wow.
No one had seen anything like an atomic bomb before one landed on Hiroshima. What is it about this track? Without question, it is one of the more attractive sports palaces on the face of the earth. For some mysterious reason,
Pretty cool to compare it to Hiroshima. pretty sick to be like, this place is kind of...
no one had known anything like this.
I saw a game on the TV the other day. It was like I was at Hiroshima. It was like, no one else has seen this.
That's what they were thinking.
Dang.
For some mysterious reason, the finest drivers in America can outrace on it. To their credit, most of them warned us. Its beauty was fleeting, they said, though not in those exact words. Ticking off a list of what went wrong would require 5 chapters and 100 pages, but here is a smattering. Instead of a dignified national anthem by Van Cliburn, there was a disfigured one by a guy named Woody. I think that's a certain one Woody Allen. Woody Harold,
Could be any of those. Keep going.
some guy named Woody.
Woody Guthrie was dead in
Woody
1999.
Harrelson.
He's an actor on Cheers.
Woody from Toy Story? Woody from Toy Story.
That's Tom Hanks.
Oh, it could
Woody-
be Tom Hanks?
I think he's just joking. But yeah, Van Cliburn is where the piano. There's a piano competition in Dallas called the Van Cliburn Piano Competition.
That's normal.
It's a cat. It's a
Yeah.
cat trying to get into a door. It's no big deal. Alright, so here's the list of stuff. The traffic situation made Napoleon's retreat from Moscow seem like a Christmas parade.
That's good. That's great writing.
Dennis Miller. Did Dennis Miller write this? Ernie Irvin received yet another set of stitches. Soon, Raggedy Ernie and Raggedy Kim dolls will be available in Texaco stations.
Nice.
Mark Thodorod. Ted blowed up. Everybody else wrecked. Alright. These are jokes, guys. Guys, you gotta remember these are jokes. Interstate Batteries paid a gazillion simoleons to have its name on the race. I don't know what SIMO.
You don't know simoleons?
You don't know You know simoleons?
It's just money.
Oh, okay.
It's just like buccarinos,
Okay.
simoleons,
Right.
gold hard smackarinos,
Smackaroo.
the
Yeah.
dough,
Of
simoleons.
Of course. A car sponsored by Exide Batteries won. In retrospect, it should have been named the Miles and Miles O Texas.
Nice.
Alright. Texas Motor Speedway replaced North Wilkesboro on the schedule. The average speed would have set a North Wilkesboro record. I'm assuming that's a burn. Some sort
It's
of
just
roast.
shorter. Yeah, it's less fast.
A motorhome burned in the infield.
I read another Texas one. I
Tom
thought this would be
Landry.
a different Texas one.
Tom Landry spoke to the crowd beforehand, and he said he hoped it would be a good game. Hell yeah! Rusty
Doesn't know
Wallace.
anything about motorsports.
He doesn't know shit, dude.
Not like us.
Not
like
like guys
Monty.
like us. Guys like us, NASCAR guys. Rusty
Gearheads.
Wallace climbed out of his battered Ford, surveyed the wreckage, and summed it all up.
Like McQueen.
I think they will reconstruct it and rebuild it, he said.
Kerchow.
There's no way in the world that we will come back here with the track in its current condition. I'll tell you that. A group of fans drove from Charlotte to Texas in a dilapidated bus, suffering 3 breakdowns and needing 4 days to arrive. The bus was painted black with a number 3 on the side and a number 2 on the other. If they had entered the bus in the race, it would have finished 15th. I don't know
There's
what
so
that
many
means.
wrecks, I think.
Dude, this is too humoristic.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Oh, that was the last line.
Zane, do you want to do it or anyone else? Literally anyone else.
I'm trying to find the other Texas. There was a funny Texas one where they were like, he listed all these country music guys, and I was like, oh, that's funny. I guess it's. Where would that even be? Scenes. He has scenes. Oh yeah, Loose Among the Texans. Conrad's gonna read Loose Among the Texans.
And then I'm going to freestyle rap for everybody.
Yes. A lot of material to pull from.
Yeah.
Freestyle rap.
That's going to be
That's kind
This
of the
one is
exercise.
funny. This
Remainder.
one is less. This one's more about Texas.
Loose Among the Texans.
I wanted you to read it as a non-Texan.
I am not a Texan.
Me and Zane are Texans, so he has a non-Texan perspective,
I see.
and it's astute. I think. I think it's
He is a
astute
non-Texan.
from my memories.
It could serve to. He could learn something.
Maybe
About
you guys
Texans.
could learn something.
I did.
Once
when
I
read
hold
it.
it, once I
I
hold a
might-
mirror up to your
To my Texan
your
face.
silly culture.
Yeah.
All right,
Texan face.
Justin, Texas. This is from Justin, Texas.
Just in Texas.
Justin, Texas.
Okay.
The tourism slogan of the great state of Texas is "like a whole other country," and the Texans are not bragging. While I wish North Carolinians had the same pride in their native state, Texans do err on the side of the pretentious.
Get 'em.
It is a cracking good place to visit, however.
Get them.
Oh, true.
On Thursday, I ventured deep into the heartland, the capital, Austin. It's a good 3 hours from Dallas-Fort Worth, but well worth the trip. Yeah, maybe back in these days.
Saw Spoon. They were great.
Saw a spoon. I saw the Jesus lizard at Beerland. In a state otherwise distinguished by scrubby, bleach-dry conditions, Austin is a vision of beauty, surrounded by wooded hills and humidified by a quaint river.
Nice.
Texans take pride in their music. With typical bluster, Austin bills itself as the live music capital of the world. There is some truth to what they say, however. The area is home to Willie Nelson, Guy Clark, Jerry Jeff Jungers, Jerry Jeff Walker, Billy Joe Shaver, Jimmy Dale Gilmore, Robert Earl Keen, Giesenslaws. The Giesenslaws?
Yeah, they're like a comedy group.
Whatever.
Shaky Graves.
Shaky Graves. Yeah.
And
Did they-
Junior Brown
should say
and the
Shaky
Mexican OT.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That Mexican OT.
Damn. When was
Yeah.
this written? How long has it been the live
It's the
music
90s.
capital of the world? Oh, nice. You may never have heard of any of them, but they don't care. All of them are big in Texas, and Texas is big enough that they can make a comfortable living whether you listen to them or not. Realizing that this column is not featured in the lifestyles section, I will move on, noting only the existence of a culture indigenous only to this mammoth chunk of real estate. I would have driven to Austin to see Charlie Robinson or Shaver and paid $25 to see either. Instead, at a night spot on Lake Travis known as Carlos and Charlie's, now known as Mozart's Coffee, I saw both for free.
Nice.
Damn.
Texans do it their way.
Yeah.
Texans do it their way. They've got their own music, their own food, and as ridiculous as their notions may be, They cling to them with
We
stubborn
should make
sometimes.
a TikTok video where we're saying this.
They
Over stuff, over pictures of Mozarts and stuff.
yeah.
We're paddleboarding.
But they cling to their notions. You guys do fucking cling to your notions.
Yeah. Guilty as charged.
With stubborn,
That's
sometimes
sexist.
even self-destructive pride.
Oh
Clingers,
yeah,
yeah,
remember
such
the Alamo.
clingers.
Remember
Notion
the Alamo,
clingers.
dude. Why should we
It's
remember?
called loyalty.
Nah, but it's like
Loyalty?
a mindset.
You
It's a
wouldn't
mindset
understand.
you guys have. What's up?
Loyalty?
Excuse me?
You wouldn't understand.
Pardon me? Bleeding Kansas? John Brown, the Jayhawkers.
Flim
Loyalty.
Flam.
That's loyalty.
Flim flam.
That's flim flam. It's mild flim flam.
You weren't a republic.
I come from a flim flam state.
It's a whole other country.
It's a whole other country.
It's a whole other country, and it was.
And it is. Travis to Crockett. I don't care how many Mexicans there are. We ain't gonna give up this. Fuck. I don't care how many Mexicans there are. Hang on. No, I got this. Travis to Crockett.
Keep saying that part.
I don't care.
I don't care how many Mexicans there are.
That one a couple times.
All right, are you gonna let me get a clean one? I don't care how many Mexicans there are. We ain't gonna give up this dad burned fort.
Nice.
Crockett to Travis. Right on. As an example, witness the Texans' ridiculous insistence on daubing barbecue sauce exclusively on beef. They might marinate the occasional chicken in the stuff, but the misbegotten denizens of the Lone Star State cling to their notion that pork is fit for nothing except sausage. In the rest of this country, we know the absurdity of this notion. Truly, I pity them. I know the absurdity of this
Yeah.
notion. Pulled pork,
Yeah.
sleeping on it.
Here's what I'll say, and I think Muslim people will be on my side here.
Okay.
Pigs are for poor people. If you're too poor to eat it,
100%.
sure, go for it, bud.
Can you get a cow?
But if you
Can't
can't,
afford a
yeah,
cow
I mean,
here?
you can't get a cow.
That's the barbecue in the rest of the country.
True, yeah.
It's all pig based.
Yeah, they're all losers.
Texas barbecue is rich
The
landowner.
richest guys.
The
yeah.
richest guys with too many cows.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
so funny.
figured it out.
You guys don't know the absurdity of this. It's an absurd notion, though.
It is an absurd.
Is it not?
Right. I mean, we like bacon.
Yeah, bacon's big.
That's
but
different.
I know, yeah.
cows are so good.
Cows are good, and if you got, whatever.
Brisket.
Brisket. What about
Brisket.
brisket,
Dude, the brisket, Kansas City brisket is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to say it. It's not good. Texas brisket is so much better. It's where it's
Jews,
at.
Muslims, Texans agree. Brisket.
Brisket.
That's right. We can all come together on brisket.
Jeez, brisket.
They love brisket. It's kosher.
Mm-hmm.
It's the top
Chicken,
part.
chicken and
God love them.
God love them.
That's what I'm reading in this book.
Nice.
And also, God love them.
God
Nice.
love them.
God love.
God
Let God love
I
everybody.
don't care how many Mexicans there
One thing you got to know about me:
so brave you could say that.
are. I don't care.
I do not care.
I don't care.
God love them. They've got their own speedway, a sparkling edifice sitting in the midst of a great plain north of the cattle capital of Fort Worth.
Wow.
One year the rain came down. One year the water seeped up. They've reconfigured the track and dug up the asphalt and slapped a new coat down. They've paved the parking lots and talked about ingress and egress. They've met with the legislature and commissioned studies and built condominiums and zoned out the rabble.
Boo.
In other words, they've tried every way a Texan knows how to fix this place. Oh, this is good stuff
Maybe
that
it
they're
is
doing.
good. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And it's still a big old
clear.
pile of brick and mortar boondoggle. Even after
Wow.
all those condos
It's the most
and
sparkling
egress and ingress.
sports palace in the world. It's one of the most sparkling sports
Palatial sports
palaces.
pavilions.
Sports palace. Did you call it a sports palace earlier?
Did he say sports palace?
Yeah.
I'm-
That might have been in the other one.
Hey, who
But it was
knows?
still about Texas Motor Speedway.
It's exactly 99 and 44 out of 100% true. 99 Okay, I'm just gonna say 99.44% percent pure Texas. What the fuck?
This is cool
that?
cowboy talk.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's how Doug Dimmadome talks.
Don't fight it, baby. What they insist on calling a stock car race today isn't going to be anything more than a glorified cattle drive. It's going to take 4 hours to get in here and 5 to get out. Pontiacs and Chevys will go sliding through the tri-oval grass, and the fans will commence to wrestling in the infield. Somehow the Republic will survive.
Yeah.
And
we love the
That's
wrestling.
beautiful.
People always do suck Texas's dick.
Oh yeah.
At the very
He
end. He kind of did.
He did?
He
Okay.
said the Republic will survive. That was the
Right, the
closing
Republic.
words.
But I think he's saying, I think that's sort of dismissive. of
He was
the
critical. He was pretty critical. He's a little too critical.
all that pig stuff.
You guys are
uncalled
clinging
for.
to
all
your
the pig
notions.
stuff was uncalled for.
Uncalled for.
You guys cling to your notions. Don't here in the Midwest? We don't have notions.
Right. Y'all cling to that money you're not spending on cows.
We cling to nothing. You guys, we don't have notions. Notions are pretentious.
All right, we got the next book. We got the India book.
Okay.
The Folk Tales from India book.
Hell yeah.
Whoop whoop.
We gonna do one? Should
You're
I throw
clinging
it
to
out?
this.
Yeah, there's.
Cling to your notion.
Yeah, let me find a good one.
I drew this.
so
I drew this guy. You like this guy, I drew?
Cool. I saw it. I saw it.
So yeah, this is edited with an introduction by A.K. Ramanujan. A.K. Ramanujan.
That's good to know.
What year? What year? What year?
Unclear. 1993 is the cover art. Folk Tales from India is an enchanting collection of 110 tales translated from 22 different languages. By turns harrowing and comic, sardonic and allegorical, mysterious and romantic. Gods disguised as beggars and beasts, animals enacting Machiavellian intrigues, sagacious jesters, and magical storytellers.
Sagacious?
Yeah,
It's sagacious.
they're just sagacious.
Sexual? We have a dictionary.
Zane has a dictionary.
Yeah,
Wise
that's
counselors
it.
and foolish kings, all of these inhabit a fabular world, yet one firmly grounded in everyday life. Augmented by, I think it's like fabulous.
Well, sagacious first.
It's gonna be here.
Augmented by A.K. Ramanujan's definitive introduction and notes, this is an indispensable guide to India's ageless folklore tradition.
Damn.
Wow.
This is exciting. I love little folk. I love folk tales. Maybe this one will have its own ending, like running gag.
Yeah, they'll probably their own stuff going on. All right, I'll read one. Well, we still look up sagacious.
Can't find it.
Okay, this is Living Like a Pig.
Living like a pig.
And it's translated from Telugu. One day, a guru foresaw in a flash of vision that he would be what he would be in his next life. So he called his favorite disciple and asked him what he would do for his guru in return for all he had received. The disciple said he would do whatever his guru asked him to do. Having received this promise, the guru said, "Then this is what I'd like you to do for me. I've just learned that when I die, which will be very soon, I'm going to be reborn as a pig. Do you see that sow eating garbage there in the yard? I'm going to be reborn as the 4th piglet of its litter. You'll recognize me by a mark on my brow. When that sow has littered, find the 4th piglet with a mark on its brow, and, with one stroke of your knife, slaughter it. I'll then be released from a pig's life. Will you do this for me?" Did you find out what sagacious meant?
How did you spell it?
It's like saga, and then seed.
I'm getting it. Okay.
You didn't find it?
Because we were looking at SE. We didn't know how to spell sagacious.
It's like saga.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, you could have asked. It took you a while to ask, and you didn't.
You were
asked.
already
We
reading
thought
it.
we had it.
Yeah, we were like.
I was really like, I bet y'all got it.
No.
Yeah, we were like.
I mean, usually we do. Usually we're like,
S-A-G.
Yeah, I found it now. Keen in sense perception, a keen and
Smart.
farsighted penetration and judgment.
Smart.
Yeah, this means smart.
Okay. So there's a there's a
Okay.
pig and it has a mark on its brow. Find the pig and kill it immediately.
Okay, that's what he wants him to do.
Okay.
Will you do this for me? The disciple was sad to hear all this, but he agreed to do as he had promised. Soon after this conversation, the guru did die, and the sow did have a litter of 4 little pigs. One day, the disciple sharpened his knife and picked out the 4th little pig, which did indeed have a mark on its brow.
What?
Just as he was about to bring his knife to slit his throat, the little pig suddenly spoke. "Stop! Don't kill me!" it screamed. Before the disciple could recover from the shock of hearing the little pig speak in a little human voice, it said, "Don't kill me! I want to live on as a pig. When I asked you to dispatch me, I didn't know what a pig's life would be. It's great!
Nice.
Just let me go."
That's it?
Yeah.
That's such a I like being a pig.
It's great! Please! Yeah.
He changed his mind once he lived.
Damn.
That's awesome.
That kind
What a
of
cool
changed my mind about what a story can be.
Yeah, that was really abrupt.
It's good to be a pig.
One man's pleasure.
What language?
Urdu.
Oh!
A man from the city of Kabul in Afghanistan once visited India.
Okay.
Walking along an Indian street, he came to a sweet
You're doing
mart
so
shop
good, Zane.
where all sorts of sweets of different shapes and sizes were nearly displayed.
Sweets is in with a W?
SWEET.
Okay, like yummy sweets.
Yeah, like yummy
Okay.
sweets. He knew only 1 or 2 words of Hindustani. He went up to the vendor of sweets and pointed at one particular kind that looked especially delicious. The man thought he was asking its name and said Khaja. The word means both sweets and eat it up. The man from Kabul knew only the second meaning, and so he fell too, grabbing handfuls of sweets and gobbling them up with pleasure.
Oh, dang.
The vendor of sweets asked the stranger to pay for them, but the visitor didn't understand what he was saying and happily wandered away. The angry vendor complained to the police, who came and arrested the man from Kabul
For eating 2 cookies.
for eating 2 cookies, for eating the sweets.
He ate 3 cookies. Please
Take him to
execute
jail.
Execute this man.
Kill him.
Well, it's something like that. It's not that bad, but it's pretty bad. The chief
Cut off his
officer,
head.
you're so close. The chief officer ordered that his head should be shaved clean.
Oh, that
And
was
he's
fair.
covered in tar, and he should be taken and he should be
No.
mounted on a donkey and run out of town in a procession to the sound of drums,
That sucks. I hate when that happens.
so that everyone would know how a lawbreaker is punished
I
in
don't
that
like
part
these
of the world.
Hindustani people. They didn't really get. They didn't
Though
give him a fair
this is-
shake.
okay,
They
so
didn't give him a fair shake.
Even though this is considered brutal punishment in India, the man from Kabul thought it was fun. He even felt charmed and honored by this treatment and the attention he got in the streets. On his return, people asked him, "How is India?" He answered, "Terrific. It's a charming country and a rich country. You get everything for nothing there. You can go to a shop," that's a cool thing to say, "you can go to a shop and point to a pile of sweets you like, and they tell you to take all you want and eat it. Then the police come with drums and pipes. They give you a shave, dye your head with hair dye, and give you a nice donkey to ride through town to the accompaniment of lovely Indian music. And all for nothing. Lovely country, generous hosts, beautiful people."
His country is so bad that him getting punished was good.
Yeah, because he's from Kabul.
Yeah, he's like,
He's
it's
from
actually
Kabul.
really chill.
It was awesome, dude. They were so cool to me.
Are you going, Conrad, or should I go?
You got it.
The U.S. was great.
You got this.
Alright, man. Alright, they're pretty short, man. A tiger that didn't know he was a tiger. Bengali.
You need that one.
Home of the Bengal tigers.
I'll read the next one.
A pregnant tigress once jumped into the midst of a flock of sheep. As she did so, she went into labor, gave birth to a tiger cub, and died on the spot. The kind-hearted sheep nursed the cub, gave him suck, and brought him among them.
Gave him
Back it
some-
up. Back that up.
What did you? What did she do? What did she
They
do?
nursed the cub, gave him suck, and brought him up among them.
Okay.
So the sheep gave birth to the tiger?
No.
No, the tiger mom had a baby and
She
died.
went into labor, gave birth to a tiger cub, and died.
Okay,
on the spot.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
The kind-hearted sheep nursed the cub, gave him suck, and brought him up among them.
The kind-hearted sheep is who's giving him suck.
When they
Okay.
ate grass, the cub followed their example. When they bleated, he also learned to bleat, though his bleat sounded strange. The cub grew up looking like a tiger, but had the character of a sheep.
Whoa.
One day, a magnificent full-grown tiger watched with amazement this grass-eating tiger cub. As the big tiger came near, the flock of sheep scattered. The cub was left behind, and he bleated terror-stricken. Then the big tiger came close to him, talked to him, made friends with him, and dragged him to a lake, and said, "Look at yourself in the water. That is you. And look at me. You are exactly like me. You are not a sheep, but a tiger. Your food is not grass, but meat." The grass-eating tiger couldn't believe it. The big tiger slowly convinced him he was no different from him. At first, he wouldn't touch meat and ate the grass and bleated, till one day, the big tiger forced him to eat a piece of flesh.
What?
Wow. But he's a sheep.
He liked the taste of blood, stopped bleeding and eating grass, and realized he was no sheep but a tiger. Then he went with the big tiger and lived like him.
That can't be good for his digestion.
That's
if
it?
He's a sheep.
Whoa.
He's back, man. He's not a sheep. He's got the
But he's
tiger.
Earlier you guessed what the story would be about,
Yeah.
and that was exactly what it was.
Yeah, Joseph Campbell tells that story a lot, I think, is the main. Or Robert Bly. Someone's always telling that story. And it's big. That you gotta make him eat meat.
Did you pick this one based off the title, Zane?
Possibly.
What else?
What is it?
What else could he pick it based off?
How Tenali Rama became a jester.
Oh yeah, I did like that.
Oh, that's the Sagacious Jester.
Yeah,
The
I bet he's gonna be
Jester?
sagacious.
for sure.
Definitely.
Oh,
So we're
man.
gonna find
I
out
don't know
how
about
he-
jester culture in India, really.
Finding out how this
That's
guy
cool.
became a fucking jester.
It's gotta be some weird word.
A jester.
When they're like, that's kind of like a jester, I guess.
Yeah.
And they're like, but it also gives suck.
He gives
The jester gives suck.
Adjusted.
he makes play and gives suck.
He was sagacious and then gave suck.
Yeah. Making fun.
Gave him suck.
Giving the emperor suck. In a South Indian village called Tenali, there lived a clever Brahmin boy. His name was Rama.
Oh, yeah.
Once, you know Rama?
He's from the Ramyana.
Swag.
Same Rama.
Swag.
What's the language?
Doesn't say. Oh, here. It's like a section of Tenali Rama stories.
Yeah, it's a piece from
Telugu.
That's in Hindi. Oh, it's in Telugu. I didn't know
Telugu.
that. I didn't think that. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Once, well, get this. Once, a wandering sannyasi was impressed with the boy's looks and clever
A
ways.
sannyasin is someone who's given up. the ways
Someone
of the
who's
world.
given up?
The ways of the world. I think.
In a good way or in a bad way?
like
good
a
way.
monk.
Good way.
Oh, nice.
Holy man.
He was
I think.
impressed with the boy's
I
looks.
think.
Like a monk.
Well, you want to impress them, that's good. So he taught him a chant and told him, if you go to the goddess Kali's temples one night and recite these words 3 million times,
Okay.
she will appear before you with all
Easy.
her 1,000 faces and give you what you ask for.
Easy.
If you
Cheat
don't
code.
let her scare you.
It's a cheat code. Little
Yeah.
cheat code you can do. If you go press X 40 times in that corner,
Yeah.
you get unlimited
If you
health.
press the button on the vape 3 million times.
Yeah, what'll happen if you press it? We know what happens if
Kali
you press it
appears,
5
but don't
times.
be scared.
She's going to appear with her 1,000 faces and she'll give you what you ask for if you don't let her scare you.
Yeah.
Rama waited for an auspicious day, went to the Kali temple outside his village, and did as he was told. As he finished his 3 millionth chant, the goddess
Boom.
did appear before him with her
Boom.
1,000 faces and 2 hands. When the boy looked at her horrific appearance, he wasn't frightened.
She only has 2 hands? That's how many I have.
2 hands.
That's how many I have.
Yeah, but how many faces do you have?
Ask all my friends. Ask all my enemies.
Ask all man.
Well,
Ask my daughter.
he wasn't frightened. He wasn't frightened. He fell into a fit of laughter. No one had ever dared to laugh in the presence of this fearsome goddess.
Yeah.
Offended, she
Jimmy
asked
Buffett
him...
said if we couldn't laugh, we would all go.
That's so true, dude. Fuck.
Changes in latitude.
Rest in peace, Jimmy
Changes
Buffett.
in attitude, yeah.
Moment of silence. Offended, she asked him, "You little scalawag, why are you laughing at me?" He
All right,
answered,
let's do a Kali voice. Let's do a good Kali voice.
"You little scalawag." Why?
She's scared.
Yeah, that's so scary.
Okay. Yeah.
You little scally. Is that
I
scary?
don't know.
No, fear is
I'm into a lot of different.
Why are you laughing at me?
Yeah, I
good,
like
this is
it.
good.
I like any direction.
It's like a ghost. Any direction at all. It's good. Yeah, that's true. You little scallop. Alright. He
I'm doing a
answered.
Tilda Swinton face.
Yeah.
Now.
You're a little-
Now it makes me want you to restart with that.
Kylie hasn't talked yet. That's her first time talking.
You're right.
He answered, "Oh, mother,
Yeah.
we mortals have enough trouble wiping our noses when we catch a cold, though we have 2 hands and only 1 nose. If you, with your 1,000 faces, should catch a cold, how would you manage with just 2 hands for all those 1,000 many noses?" The goddess was
Holy
furious.
shit. Tom Rickles is talking to Kylie.
Yeah, dude. The goddess. Holy that backpack is crazy.
That was a funny thing that happened.
Yeah.
That was the funniest thing ever because we were like, she only has 2 hands.
Oh no, I'm
That's
just.
the
It's
and
exact
like
it immediately
bit.
gave
It's
me
the
it went into my
exact
nostrils.
bit that he
sorry.
went to.
No, it's not your fault. It's it's just smelling. It smells like someone's put fucking
My Vapo Rub.
NyQuil on a boilerplate.
Yeah.
It smells crazy. How do you wipe your fucking noses? That rules. The goddess was furious. She said, "Oh, because you laughed at me, you'll make a living only by
Where's
laughter."
Tilda?
Oh, sorry. She said, "Because you laughed at me, you'll make a living only by laughter. You'll be a Vika Takavi, a jester.
Shit. I knew there would be a word. I was like, there'd be a word.
You'll be a Vika
And it
Takavi."
means you give suck, too.
You definitely
Suck.
give suck. If it's any good, if you're a good jester.
It's giving suck.
This is not serving. Oh, Vika Takavi. Vita Katavi. What?
Right.
That's terrific. It's a palindrome. It reads Vika Takavi, whether you read it from right to left or from left to right.
Yeah, we know Sanskrit.
Yeah.
I can read Sanskrit.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Mhm.
We all can read Sanskrit. At this table. Everyone at this table.
Can you read this? Have you seen Oppenheimer? She's like,
Yeah, I'm reading it right now.
can you read this? She's naked. She's naked. She's naked and holding the Bhagavad Gita. in
You're
front of her
naked?
boobs.
We're all nude.
Destroy
You'll be a Vita Kataka
Right, it's a palindrome. We love
a jester to a
palindromes.
king. Soon after that, Tenali Rama began to make a living as a jester to the king of Okay, I gotta be careful here. Of Vijayanagara.
What the fuck?
Let me try it.
What?
Let me try it.
I know. But that's the end of the story. So he just
Oh.
got the job.
As the jester, yeah.
That's
Vijayanagara.
Vijayanagara.
Yeah.
It is Vijayanagara.
Vagina.
Vijayanagara.
Vagina Gara?
Yeah, check it out.
I'm gonna keep saying
Peep
it.
it,
Like that.
peep it.
The
Yeah.
king of
Pretty much
Vagina.
Vagina Gardner.
Yeah, it's Vagina Gardener, yeah.
the barefoot contessa. Vagina Gardner.
You will make
Oh,
it.
Vagina garden?
can we do a quick segment where you look up a word in the dictionary for me
Sure, what is
that
it?
relates to a story?
Sure,
Okay, so I come back at I'm working at the flower shop. I come back, and my two coworkers are suddenly using a word, and I was like, oh, there's some kind of like TikTok with this word, and they're using it a bunch, and they think it's really funny, but they're calling stuff demure.
Yes.
They
I've
were
seen
like,
that.
it's demure. They were like, that very demure.
Yeah.
And they showed me the TikTok, and it's like a lady. It's like
She's like walking on her treadmill. She's like,
no, it's
"I
a fat lady in her
am
car.
demure."
It's a fat lady in her car, and she's talking about how all the bitches aren't going to the job interview looking like.
it's effectively modest.
Yeah,
reserved,
she's like,
or
I am
serious."
modest. I go to the interview looking like Marge Simpson, and I go to the job looking like Marge Simpson. You guys go. I don't know. It was really
Yeah.
good.
She's demure.
But she says demure a bunch, and then they changed the sign out front and they said ordering flowers is very demure.
That sucks.
It was better than what it was, which sucked. Didn't make any sense.
But I've seen that. It's a new trend with
new
ladies.
word, new trend word,
Lady TikTok.
new trend word for women that hang out with drag queens. New drag queen word.
Being demure.
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 It is a Betty Davis sort of word, just like crazy old actress word.
Demure.
Yeah, demure.
You're like a gentlemanly.
What's your face?
You're
What's
just
the lady-
ladylike or
What's
whatever.
the lady in Sunset Boulevard? She would say demure. What is it again? Give us a effectively modest, or what is it?
Yeah, it's effectively modest, reserved, or serious.
Nice.
So
That is not
and
demure.
demurely is kind of like coy.
Nice.
I try to be as demure as possible.
Yeah. That's demure.
Coquettish.
Yeah, they were talking about coquettish too, and I said I know that.
Coquettish and demure are kind of.
Give us coquettish too. Give us coquette.
Oh, I know of coquette.
I know, but I'd like to hear what the dictionary has to say about it.
Yeah, it is good to get to the bottom of this.
True.
Yeah.
I've always wondered.
I know what it really means, but what does it mean?
Who knows if I know what it really means? Who knows if I know how to
I think it's
spell
like a little girl acting like how a little girl acts, right?
it? Yeah.
That's the modern.
Lacy is lace.
Yeah, coquette has a lot of lace.
There's like a little
I think
bow.
it's like you like
COQ.
rabbits.
I know. I'm
Okay. Okay.
Taking my time.
Dude, sagacious sounds like it has an E in it.
It wasn't.
Fuck off.
All right. We got the
SMD.
I'm getting there. I'm really close. I'm on COS
Pokemon.
now.
Pokemon.
I just need to find COQ. There's not a lot of CO.
You're
How do
in
you spell-
you're in COT, so you're
Go
too
to
far.
COR and then just go back.
Right here then. But not here.
No, go back, dude. You're in COTs. You've gone too far.
So this is COR is up.
It's
Go
before
back.
R.
Oh,
QR.
Do you not know the alphabet?
No, not always. A man who's indulges in coquetry.
You found it?
I think so.
Cockatry.
Coquetry.
Cuckoldry?
Look up coquetry.
What are they? It
A
should be right next to it,
A
bro.
flirtatious act or attitude. A woman
Okay.
whose endeavors without sincere affection to gain attention and admiration of men.
Oh,
I don't think
Coquette.
demure.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's another.
it's
There's
different than how I thought of it.
There's different spellings of the same of coquette. There's coquette
Right.
and coquette.
Do they all mean the same thing?
No, they just all the ones I just told you. To play croquette was one of them.
Croquet.
No, coquette. It says to play. Oh, play the coquette.
Oh, right. To play. She's playing the coquette.
To deal with something playfully rather than seriously.
She's playing the coquette.
That's camp.
It's kind of camp. To deal with something playfully rather than seriously.
Yeah.
That's kind of camp. A woman who endeavors without sincere affection to gain the attention and admiration of men. That's coquette.
Yeah.
COQUETTE. Yeah.
It's like a slut, but chill. And like funny. Like as a bit.
Yeah. we God bless them.
Without
We
sincere
yeah.
affection.
We have nothing but respect for them. Living their best lives, you know.
What sort of vibes are we thinking?
What, you want to do it? I want to do another Indian one.
Yeah. All right. This
Yeah,
one's
pretty
called
good.
"What Happens When You Really Listen."
That's a great one to close out on.
Probably gonna do a couple, maybe.
All right. I shouldn't be making calls like that.
I don't know.
No, you're right.
Who knows?
You're right. I shouldn't be making
A
calls.
villager who had no sense of culture and no interest in it was married to a woman who was very cultured. She tried various ways of cultivating his taste for the higher things of life, but he just wasn't interested. Once a great reciter of the grand epic, the Ramayana,
There it is.
came to the
I'm
village.
a great reciter of this.
Every
That's a job.
evening he would sing, recite,
Oh, yeah.
and explain the verses of the epic. The whole village went to this one-man performance, as if it were a rare feast.
This happens all the time. Yeah, they love doing plays of the Ramayana in
And,
India.
and
It's
there's
a
like
rare-
guys
it's
who
like
are
a
really
rare
good
feast.
at doing it.
Sort of
It's like a rare feast.
Yeah.
Is it like
Well,
Harold?
It's kind of like the Hamilton. It's like kind of like Hamilton. It's like if
Okay.
you had a guy who went around every
Yeah.
school in the U.S. and did Hamilton just him though.
Right.
One guy goes and does Hamilton for the whole, you know.
And then there's one guy who you really hope you get
Yeah.
because he's the best at it.
Right.
And that's
It's a
this
rare
guy.
treat.
That's this guy.
This guy's
It's a rare treat.
He's a rare treat.
The woman who was married to the uncultured dolt tried to interest him in the performance. She nagged him and forced him to go and listen. This time he grumbled as usual, but decided to humor her. So he went in the evening and sat at the back. It was an all-night performance, and he just couldn't keep awake. He slept through the night. Early in the morning, when a canto was over and the reciter sang the closing verses of for the day, sweets were distributed according to custom. Someone put a few sweets into the mouth of the sleeping man. He woke up soon after and went home. His wife was delighted that her husband had stayed through the night, and asked him eagerly how he enjoyed the Ramayana. He said, "It was very sweet." His wife was happy to hear it. The next day, his wife again insisted on his listening to the epic, so he went to the enclosure where the reciter was performing, sat against a wall, and before long fell fast asleep. The place was crowded, and a young boy sat on his shoulder and made himself comfortable and listened open-mouthed to the fascinating story. In the morning, when the night's portion of the story came to an end, everyone got up, and so did the husband. The boy had got off earlier, but the man felt aches and pains from the weight he had borne all night. When he went home, his wife asked him eagerly how it was. He said, "It got heavier and heavier by morning." His wife said, "That's the way the story is." She was happy that her husband was at last beginning to feel the emotions and greatness of the epic.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Nice.
That's
You're
cool.
asking your girlfriend, you're like, how was, you watched, Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan. What'd you think? She slept the whole time. It was kind of confusing. Yeah, that's how it is.
It's the motion of the epic.
Yeah, that's how Wrath of Khan is.
That's the motion of Wrath of Khan.
On the third day, he sat at the edge of the crowd and was so sleepy that he lay down on the floor and even snored. Early in the morning, a dog came that way and pissed into his mouth. A little. Before he woke
Just a
up
little.
and went home. When his wife asked him how it was, he moved his mouth this way and that and made a face and said, "Terrible. It was so salty." His wife knew something was wrong, asked him what exactly had happened, and didn't let up till he finally told her how he had been sleeping through the performance every night. On the fourth day, his wife went with him. She sat down in the very first row and told him sternly that he should keep awake no matter what happened. So he sat dutifully in the front row and began to listen. Very soon he was caught up in the adventures and the characters of the great epic story. On that day, the reciter was enchanting the audience with the story of Hanuman, the monkey, and how he had to leap across the ocean to awake Rama's signet ring to Sita,
He's blue.
the abducted wife of Rama. When Hanuman was making his leap, the signet ring slipped from his hand and fell into the ocean. Hanuman didn't know what to do. He had to get the ring back quickly and to take it to Sita in the demon's kingdom. While he was wringing his hands, the husband, who was listening with rapt attention in the first row, said, "Hanuman, don't worry, I'll get it for you." Then he jumped up and dived into the ocean, found the ring in the ocean floor, and brought it back up and gave it to Hanuman. Everyone was astonished. They thought this man was someone special, really blessed by Rama and Hanuman. Ever since, he has been respected in the village as a wise elder, and he has also behaved like one. That's what happens when you really listen to a story, especially the Ramayana.
Yep, that one's just all promo for the Ramayana. That's nonstop.
I just keep talking
Like the
about Star
biggest-
Trek Deep Space
The
Nine.
biggest hype.
Shout out Ramayana. Shout out Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Well,
Shout out
it's sort of
Ramayana.
like
Hanuman.
when you watch Star Trek Deep Space Nine for the 9th time.
Sort of based on the Ramayana, if you think about it.
But everybody started respecting him, which was good
Yeah,
because he was so into it.
yeah, that is good. They do love the Ramayana. That's big. Hanuman's kind of like he's just a blue monkey.
He's like Sun
It's cool
Wukong
that he's a blue like Beast Boy. From
He's like
Teen
Goku.
Titans or Goku. Yeah,
because he does the cloud leap.
that is true. They ride
Ramayana. Big up.
Yeah.
Big up Ramayana.
Do you do the last one? Short
Yeah, I
one.
can do last one.
Short one. Fine one.
I'm gonna stand up because this metal chair is killing my ass.
Okay, here's something you can learn. Non-violence. This one was in Bengali. A particularly wicked snake infested a road and bit passers-by. A holy man happened to pass that way.
Was that?
A particularly wicked snake infested a road and bit passers-by.
Okay.
A holy man happened to pass that way, and the snake rushed at him to bite him.
No.
He calmly looked at it and said,
No, sir.
"You want to bite me, don't you? Go ahead." The snake was subdued by this unusual response and was overpowered by the gentleness of the holy man.
Dang.
The holy man said, "Listen, dear friend, how about promising me that you won't bite anyone from now on?"
Okay.
The snake bowed and nodded assent. The holy man went his way,
No
and
one
the
had
snake
ever
began
asked
its
me that
life
before.
of innocence and nonviolence. Yeah. Very soon, the neighborhood discovered that the snake was harmless, and the boys began to tease it mercilessly.
No.
Oh, man.
I hate these boys.
They pelted it with stones and dragged it around by its tail. Still, it kept its promise to the holy man and suffered.
What a good snake.
Fortunately,
Best snake I've ever heard of.
Fortunately, the holy man happened to come by to see his latest disciple and was touched by the bruised and battered condition of the snake.
Heal him.
When he asked,
Turn him into a man.
That'd be cool.
That's what I would do.
When he asked it what had happened, the snake said feebly, "Oh, Swami, you said I should not bite anyone, but people are so merciless." The holy man said, "I asked you not to bite anyone, but I didn't ask you not to hiss. So don't let people know that you're defenseless and weak. Don't let people, bite back. If you're at the airport and
All
you're,
bark, no bite.
Exactly.
You can yell at them. You can yell
scream
at
at
everyone
someone.
at the airport.
You can seem like you're aggressive.
You
just
can
can't
act like
be
you have a
aggressive.
gun.
I'm crazy.
Yeah, you can't act like you have a gun at the airport.
That's non-violence.
It's not violence, which is a good thing to, that's Gandhi.
Didn't hit. He still hissed.
Sometimes
You gotta
Gandhi would
hiss.
hiss, dude.
It's important to hiss.
At the other.
I would have turned him into a man.
That's pretty cool, too. That's a good gift. He didn't even get a gift. He just kind of was like...
Just kind of gave
You
some
kind of brought that on
advice.
yourself. He kind of was like...
He's
"Right,
like,
way to
that's
go,
on you,
wow.
man.
You got the shit kicked out of you."
He's kind of the only snake that's ever gotten advice. So that's
Yeah.
huge.
From the holy man.
That's
I mean,
a
the
big-
holy man.
Yeah.
well,
The holy man was like, you shouldn't let those little boys know that you're weak like that, man. They'll hurt you.
Yeah, dude.
You can't open yourself up to them like that, man.
Well, his bite was when he said, "You want to bite me, don't you? Go ahead." That was your
That was when
response
we
was
respected
so.
him.
He was like, "Whoa, that's how you get people not to fuck with you. Is you say really scary stuff to them."
You want to beat me up? Go
Hey,
ahead.
beat the shit out of me, man.
Fuck me up.
Fuck me up.
Kill me.
Kill me, dude. Whatever.
Kill me. I don't even care. It wouldn't even make
Pretty
me
much
mad.
Doc Holliday situation.
Kill me.
That's what Doc
That's
Holliday
his
was
hiss.
like.
That's
Yeah.
how he hisses.
Doc Holliday?
Any hisses? Any final hisses? This is history.
Folk tales from India. A selection of
See
oral
you
tales
later.
from
Should have saw that
25
there was going to be a lot of snakes. I didn't think. Oh, India. There's so many snakes, but there are so many.
There's some water snakes, water moccasins.
All over.